Stevie Ray Vaughan wrote this tune that went, if the house is rocking, don't bother knocking. Don't bother, come on in. Well, no need to knock tonight on Film Row in Oklahoma City. Come on in as the Thunder and several hundred of their fans welcome Paul George to a team that is suddenly back in the middle of the conversation about the NBA's legit contenders for the coming season.
They have filled this place a lot like they do Chesapeake Energy Arena. For every Thunder home game during the regular season and postseason, it's an incredibly enthusiastic, full house here in anticipation.
Fans have been coming into this building for the last hour and a half, and we're beginning to wonder where they're going to put them all. With Matt Pinto, I'm Brian Davis. We're glad to have you along at the Jones Assembly, a new event center just west of downtown Oklahoma City. Paul George is going to be the main event here tonight, and in just a couple of minutes we will send it to the stage here at the building. But, you know, in the not quite 10 years that we have been here in the Southern Plains, Matt, the Thunder has distinguished itself for the enthusiasm of its fans, and all of a sudden that enthusiasm is back at another level.
Well, it's remarkable how the news of Paul George joining the Thunder has been received by this energized city, so excited about what this might mean on the court for the Thunder looking to this season. But the Thunder have certainly taken on a different dimension and tone to their roster that has this city energized as well. But I think it's all captivated by what we're seeing here tonight.
George, the four-time All-Star, acquired in trade from the Indiana Pacers in late June. The deal officially announced last week. Yesterday, the Thunder also introduced a couple of free agent acquisitions in Raymond Felton and Patrick Patterson, late of the Clippers and the Raptors. And now you've got a really solid veteran group to go along with Russell Westbrook, who is coming off of one of the greatest individual seasons in NBA history.
Well, and Raymond Felton anchors a bench unit now, BD, that a season ago struggled at times to hold its own ground when Westbrook left the floor. Now they've got a veteran stabilizer in Felton. Patrick Patterson, a free agent signee, brings a stretch element offensively from the three-point line. So Billy Donovan licking his chops to have Russell Westbrook and Paul George in more space as a result of defenses being occupied by Patterson's presence. Also an excellent screen setter and ball mover. And then Paul George is the coup de grace, no question. A four-time All-Star, a three-time All-Defensive selection, outstanding on both sides of the ball, a presence alongside Westbrook that I think has these fans mesmerized.
Well, I ran into Billy Donovan a little while ago and I said, Coach, you just got a whole lot smarter. Paul George has been in Oklahoma City for about 24 hours. Now understand, it was about 100 degrees here yesterday, and still a couple hundred fans showed up at the Will Rogers World Airport here in OKC and stood at the fence where they normally greet the team when it comes back from important games late in the season in the playoffs, and a couple hundred fans giving their love to Paul George, and he was giving it right back to him.
Well, I mean, you can see the reciprocation and the degree of excitement that Paul George had, and then it's moved forward since his arrival late yesterday afternoon. The city is definitely Paul George eccentric right now. A photo shoot this morning, an opportunity to wear the Thunder colors for the first time for Paul George, and he's expressed nothing but an incredible level of excitement about joining this team and playing alongside the members that he'll be joining this season.
He has a terrific personality. People who were with him in Indiana over his 7 seasons with the Pacers said it is essentially the same guy as when he walked in the door from Fresno State in his rookie season. But one of the things in Paul George, you've got a guy, a four-time All-Star, an Olympic champion, a man who has been to the Eastern Conference Finals twice. Raymond Felton was talking yesterday about the importance of having experience. These guys know how to get the job done. Paul George knows how to get the job done.
Well, look at his ascension as a player, BD. The 10th overall pick by Larry Bird. His first 2 seasons, you saw some of the flashes. His 3rd season, he exploded, became the most improved player in the NBA. His 4th season was riddled by a gruesome leg injury that he recovered remarkably from. His last 2 seasons have seen him average better than 23 points a game, more than 6 rebounds, and 2 years ago, 205 three-pointers made. A season ago, more than 190 at nearly 40% efficiency. Efficiency defines his offensive game. Tenacity defensively. He's got a great competitive spirit.
He is highly efficient. The Thunder fans may not want to remember the fact that a year ago, March, when they went to Indiana George dropped 45 points on him on 29 shots. That's the kind of efficiency that you're going to need to have out of one of your main shooters playing next to Russell Westbrook.
Well, and I think the other thing about Paul George is that he's kind of an unassuming personality, but he gets after it in terms of communicating with his teammates. Raymond Felton also yesterday said he's an outstanding communicator, and he will, in a huddle, get into his teammates in a positive, encouraging way, always bringing that game in, game out, practice in, practice out. That's invaluable in the NBA.
If you look at the progression of Oklahoma City,